So, Wangmene, who introduced you to basketball, and how is basketball accepted or popular in Cameroon?
Well, basketball was introduced to me by my dad, actually. He used to play back in the day with the national team, and I watched him play. He played many sports: basketball, volleyball, and handball. And basketball is getting really popular right now in Cameroon because we have a really solid team, and there's few guys from Cameroon that are actually playing in the NBA right now. So basketball is actually well known. I would say it's the second most popular sport after soccer. So, yeah.
And how old were you when you started playing?
I was around 10 when I started like dribbling the ball, and then 14 is really when I got into it. 14 is when I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this for a living. So.
Yeah. Okay, so you were spotted by Bufford at the Basketball Without Borders camp, and then you moved to United States. Was that a big shock, and how you felt about that opportunity you were given?
Yeah, it was a culture shock for me. Living from Africa to go to the U.S. It was a big culture shock, and it was a big deal for my family. For me living home at a young age, it was a big deal, but. Also, I understand that it was a really good opportunity for me to be able to explore the world and also play basketball and get a valuable education. So I did embrace the situation, and I went to the U.S. and everything clicked right away with my family in the U.S. We had a great chemistry, and everything just went pretty smoothly.
So you were in the United States for 6 years, correct? What did you learn there, and how come you came to Europe after those 6 years?
First I learned English there. But one of the things that I learned is that how to develop myself as a man, and being around the people that I'm with, it changed my life completely. Learning basketball and going to school was the two most important things for me, and I developed the habit of picking up some film because I major in cinematography. I mean, radio, television, and film, and then I started my foundation there too. I figured out, since I had a great opportunity, it was time for me also to hand out the hand and then maybe help somebody else having a better opportunity.
How come you made that organization?
It was my mom was a teacher. Shortly after she passed away, I wanted to do something in memory, and then I started the foundation, and then a couple of friends jumped in and started helping, and then it started growing, and we just finished our first learning center in Cameroon, and we're going to Ghana this summer to build a second one. So it's a work in progress, but I like to see every child have an opportunity to do something they love. And I had that opportunity with basketball, and it took me many places. I love traveling. I've been around. The only continent I haven't been yet is probably Asia, and all is due to basketball, and I love that. And I want to give somebody else the opportunity to do something they love and explore the world too.
Of course. Okay. You signed for Kaka this year. What was the key factor that brought you here?
They were the Slovenian champion. I remember playing against them last year. It was a really tough game, and I felt like the organization was very serious about what they were doing and what they were trying to accomplish. And they had a good coach. They had Alexander Julia. He's well known in Europe, even in the U.S. So I figured it was another opportunity for me to learn more from a different aspect, from somebody that is well known in Europe. Maybe it will develop my game more. Maybe it will put me in a situation where I can find better at some point. But also the guys around the team seem to have fun. and I kind of wanted to be part of it.
Great. So you're in Slovenia for the second year, and what's your general impression about Slovenia and the city of Novo Mesto?
Novo Mesto is great. I love how it's kind of separate by this river. It gives a different perspective of life in Slovenia compared to Polzela.
Yeah.
And but also it's like the way the city is mapped out, it just makes you be more relaxed. It's like I'm a guy who loves the water. To get coffee by the river, and it's, those are great things. It ease your mind throughout the year, throughout the good and bad time.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but Slovenia in general, I love how it's small. It's like a community to me. Like I don't see it like it's a country, but I love how people are just connected, to each other, and then the relationship they have within themselves, with the country. I love to see that. I know it's a young country, but I love to see how people are very proud, to be from Slovenia. So.
Okay, I think Slovenians will be glad to hear that. Okay, we'll get some questions from our fans. We'll start with food. What's your favorite Slovenian food?
Favorite Slovenian food? That's a tough one.
It doesn't have to be Slovenian food, but the food you ate first time in Slovenia.
So actually, the first thing I ate in Slovenia was a pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah. But I think
you didn't eat that in the USA.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, because I think the pizza here is healthier.
Interesting.
It's a different way of making it, and you can see them making it. So it's kind of fun. But I would say the bolognese. How do you say it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we'll understand. Spaghetti. Yes. Did you try any Slovenian traditional food like potica or?
Yeah, I did, and I also tried the horse burger too.
In Ljubljana, yes.
Yeah, and I love trying food. Like literally, I literally eat anything. Like I like to explore stuff. So.
Okay. Well, who's your favorite player in the ABA League, so Adriatic League? There were many games.
Favorite. Yeah, there were many games. I will actually go with my teammate Castrati. He's my favorite player.
Castrati. Okay, so your favorite. Okay, great. What about European or in general?
In Europe, I love what's his name? He plays for Real Madrid. Rudy.
Fernandez.
Rudy Fernandez. I love how he plays. He had a lot of energy. He's a great shooter. I mean, he's a player who, one of these players that he just changed the game every time he's on the floor. I love to see him play. Also in the U.S., I love Tim Duncan. He's my all-time favorite player.
Did you have a chance to meet him in San Antonio?
Yeah, and he's very passionate about the game, and watching him play is like watching art being made. So I love him.
There was also a question: would you like to play for Real Madrid?
For Real Madrid?
Yes.
I would love to if they offer me.
So, what's your goal about playing in future? Would you like to try NBA, or would you settle with some EuroLeague club?
I would like to go in the EuroLeague. I love Europe. I'm an adventurous. I've been to the US. I've seen the US. If I get to the NBA, it's great. But I kind of love living in Europe right now. I'm in the point of my life where, I'm young and I want to experience different things. I want to see new places. So I think I would love to play in the EuroLeague.
Okay, it's great. Okay, we can go to next questions. As we're talking about EuroLeague and NBA, what are the main differences you can spot between people and living in Cameroon, United States, and Slovenia?
Well, I would say people in Cameroon and people in Slovenia are kind of similar. They have the same mentality. They have the community mindset. They help each other. You know, like you can go through your neighbor and hang out. You know, everybody around you. But in the U.S., it's kind of different. You know people, but like, if you want to go to your neighbor, you have to call, and then, like sometimes you don't even see your neighbor for months. They're at home and stuff like that. And then it has to do probably because the U.S. is so big and people have so many things to do throughout the day. But I love the sense of community and being able to know everybody around you, be able to talk to them, be able to get to know them, because you never know, So that's the main difference I see.
Okay, one more basketball question. Did you have any difficulties in adapting to European style of playing?
Oh yeah, I'm still struggling with
What's
that,
your biggest obstacle?
It's the travel, the fact that if you talk to a ref, they think you should not talk to the ref. But like, I feel like the game should be a game where you conversate with the ref and with the other player. Other than that, it's just adapting to the whole system, to the European system.
What's the difference, main?
The main difference, like in the U.S., is more established as a one-on-one game, create for somebody and then let them play one-on-one. But European is more of a teamwork. People have to work together to get something done. But in the U.S., they have like 2 to 3 people, and they let them go to work.
Interesting. Any words about Džikić?
Huh?
Any words about Džikić, about coach?
Coach?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He means well. He knows the game. He's been doing this for a long time. It's somebody that I respect, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to play for him, and I love my teammates. They're really fun. So it's a great experience overall for me.
Okay. Tina Valpotić asked, assuming you dedicate most of your time to basketball, do you still find time to work for LTR? And if yes, what are your assignments in your organizations?
Yeah. It's like it's difficult because there's a time difference with the U.S. When I have meeting with the board or when I have meeting with the executive director. It's difficult, but we find the time to make it work. It's something I'm really passionate about. I think I will always have time for LTR no matter what. What else I'm doing, but because people counting on that, people like young students really love the idea, and they get so excited when we tell them we're coming to the community. So it's something, and I'm just proud of it, and I don't find it. How can I say it? It's not a hard thing for me to do. Like the sacrifice is worth it, So I do find time to go. Like I go back twice every 2 years. I go back to Africa, and when I get back there, and I try to do the most I can. But other than that, I usually send people that work for the organization. They go and then get stuff done, and when I have time. They understand I'm playing basketball. It's busy. That's one of the things that I'm passionate about. So they respect that.
Okay. Are you planning to stay more in Krka? How long is your contract?
I have a contract for 2 years. So I think next year I will be back unless something unexpected happen. But I signed for 2 years with them, and I would like to win the Feburary championship with them. So
okay. Do you have any trophies with any team in USA?
Yeah, I did with my college team. We won the Big 12 championship 1 year. With my national team, we have 1 trophy with the junior national team. We won the competition, and then got second twice. So it's a work in progress. I want more.
Oh, hopefully we can win cup in shortly. Where do you see yourself in future, in basketball terms and in your personal terms?
Yeah, in basketball terms, I would like to win at least 2 championships in Europe, like in the Euro League, possibly. That's one of my goals to get there. As a personally, by the time I'm 30, I want to make my first film. Yeah. So that's one of the things I've been thinking about it for a while now. I want to put out my first film by the time I'm 30, and then hopefully, have the whole deal, family and stuff like that later.
Do you have a family?
Nah, I'm still single.
You're still single. Okay. But if you would have a family, or if you get a family or girlfriend shortly, would you see yourself living as family man in Slovenia?
I like Slovenia, and I don't know yet. I don't know, because I want to travel, and I can see myself coming back to Slovenia at some point for sure. But right now, I'm just set out to travel and see new places and learn from people.
Okay, I think we're finished here. Thank you very much for interview.